Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, distinguished guests, colleagues, and friends from around the world. It is an honor, both as a director of the Green Institute and as someone deeply committed to bridging science, technology, arts, and sustainability, to welcome you to the 2025 Global STEAM Conference. Today, we gather here with one shared mission: to explore how the power of STEAM, that is science, technology, engineering, the arts, and mathematics, can be harnessed to solve the pressing global challenges of our time. This conference is not just another gathering, it is personal for me. You see, I grew up in Ondo, Nigeria, a rural community where resilience was learned daily from the environment. I saw women fetch water from wells that dried up too quickly, children studying with kerosene lamps that damaged their health, and farmers lose crops because of unpredictable rains. These were not just abstract challenges, they were our daily realities. And yet, this experiences also taught me that solutions come from within communities. When we blend knowledge, creativity, and courage, that is what STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics embodies. So let me take you on a quick journey across continents. In Uganda, young innovators are experimenting with solar irrigation kits that cost less than $100, giving small farmer owners access to water even in the driest season. In Finland, digital cultural heritage projects are not only preserving tradition, but also creating green digital technologies prove that heritage can fuel innovation. And in South Asia, nature-based solutions are proving more cost-effective and sustainable than concrete. A mangrove swamp, for example, can reduce wave heights by up to 60% during storms, protecting coastal lives and livelihood. And here in Africa, I think of projects like Eco-Atlantic in Lagos, a city built to push back the ocean. Yet, at the same time, grassroots communities like Ayetoro in Ondo State, Nigeria, are sinking under rising sea levels. This contrasting reality reminds us the solutions must be inclusive, must be localized, and sustainable, or they risk widening inequalities. The challenges are indeed staggering, but not insurmountable. In fact, the United Nations warns that climate change could push over 120 million people into poverty by 2030 if left unchecked. Yet, every $1 invested in resilient infrastructure saves up to $4 in avoided losses. And the World Bank estimates that digital transformation could add $2.2 trillion to Africa's GDP by 2050. If we invest wisely in people, in skills, and inclusive policy, of course. But again, these are not just statistics, they are call to action. And it is now my privilege to acknowledge our keynote speaker for today, Dr. Charles Adeyemi, founder and director of the Charlie Institute. His leadership in popularizing an indigenous culture of liberty and sustainable development in Africa through research, education, and advocacy exemplifies the very spirit of this conference. The Charlie Institute reminds us that solutions must be innovative, but also rooted in the cultural values and freedoms that make our society resilient and unique. We are honored to learn from his vision today. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why we're here. And across sessions, we will hear from visionaries like Dr. Juha Eriksson on cultural heritage in the digital age, Dr. Yanti Adriaya on regional innovation hubs, and researchers from across continents tackling antifungal resistance, food security, and climate resilience. Each of these voices remind us that solutions don't come from one discipline or one geography, they come from synergy. So as we begin, let us carry three guiding thoughts: collaboration, equity, and action. Collaboration, no single field can solve today's problem. STEAM is not just a buzzword, it's a lifeline. So if you're scientists, if you're engineers, artists, mathematicians, everyone is included. Equity, local voices, especially from the most vulnerable, must not only be included, but prioritized. Action, let this conference not just be of words, but of commitments that ripple far beyond this virtual walls. And the Nigerian writer, Chinua Achebe, once said, when the moon is shining, the cripple becomes hungry for a walk. Today, the moonlight is STEAM. So I hope that we all rise together and work boldly into solutions that define our future. Thank you and welcome to the 2025 STEM conference. Now I am going to be inviting our speakers. So we'll just quickly run through some of the speakers that we're going to have today, and then we'll bring some of the speakers forward. For the participants, if you have any questions, please feel free to put your questions in the Q&A. And also you can use the chat box to ask any questions that you may have. In the course of this conference, we're going to be listening from the keynote speaker, Dr. Charles Adeyemi. We're going to listen to Dr. Julia Eriksson, from an associate professor, ethnomusicology from the University of Helsinki in Finland. Dr. Yanti Adriana, senior lecturer, Rihau University from Indonesia. Imran Hussain, lecturer political science, Varendal University, Bangladesh. Ande Dashit, assistant professor, mechanical engineering department, Nima University in India. And last but not least, Dr. David Akombi, adjunct professor, University of District of Columbia, United States. Please feel free to share, to start the conversation on all your social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or X.com, LinkedIn. And the handle is @TheGreenHQ or The Green Institute. Thank you very much. And